What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. Week 1 in the books. We're here on season 5 with all my fellow dudes. Gonna go ahead and add them to the pod right now. What is going on, fellas?
What's going on, John?
What's up?
What's up? What's going on? Just a reminder, if you are listening, we do have a video version of the show. I actually saw that more than half of the people who listened to the last week's episode, it was on YouTube. So
awesome.
It was actually
That's
like
crazy.
two-thirds of the people who watched or listened happen to use YouTube, which is great. So that means it's worth doing this. It makes it easier for us, and I think it just makes it more fun all around. So yeah, thanks for doing that, and subscribe while you're over there.
They're
Leave a
watching to make
comment.
fun of the way we look.
Right.
Yeah.
Who do you think
Just-
they're making fun of the most?
Definitely
I think
me.
that's-
Bro,
There's
me
no
and
chance it's
Tyler
not
for
me.
sure.
No.
You're a very generic looking white dude.
Yeah, you are. When you think of white dude, do you think they just think of an image of Tyler?
No, I'm talking about John. I'm saying you
Oh.
look like a very generic looking white dude.
Is that a compliment? It feels like a compliment.
Yeah, I mean you're
Yeah, you're like stock
above
photo
average
white dude.
handsome. Yeah, exactly. We have this guy at work that is in he's in all of our stock photos for like the website where we need an employee because he
I was
just looks
kidding.
he just
Oh my
looks like
God.
every man, but like in a good way. Like you got a symmetrical face, handsome guy.
All right, that's enough of that. So
It's not going to be the
Again,
weirdest shit said on this podcast
yeah, let's
tonight.
stop talking about my
No.
generic looking face.
It was
But yeah,
nice.
thanks. I appreciate that, Jake. It's better to be generic than an ugly piece of shit, I suppose, which is how I see myself. But
Oh my
No,
God. I thought that's what
it's-
you were calling us. I was like, hello?
no, oh
Wow,
my God,
I was
is
gonna
that-
say
no,
that was harsh.
no, Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
No, I would never say that to your face. But this week we're going to talk about some NFL news, Brittany Mahomes, update what's going on with our various leagues, keeper, dynasty, maybe even talk about the kicker league while we're at it. Try your hand at survival football. Big surprise, I may have gotten week 1 wrong again.
Wow.
I don't know how you do
Color me
that.
shocked.
It's impressive.
It's wild.
It's
it's wild.
astounding, really.
Apologies, I did lose my voice. I think all of us did, screaming at the Pats game last weekend in the pouring rain. I think Jake might have screamed the loudest, but that comes as no surprise.
That's every
Yeah.
function.
You
I was a
got big
proud
voice.
dad. Proud Patriots dad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, as always, feel free to send us some questions via Instagram. I did put it in our stories, so you can always look out on Tuesdays and submit any start sit questions or whatever you want to talk about. If you want to make fun of us like our friend Mac did through the stories today, then you can do that as well.
Oh, what did
So,
Max say?
Nice. Yeah.
he
Thanks,
was
Mac.
like, "Do you want to start my mom or this dick or something mean? I don't know, something mean and derogatory." And
Sorry, wait,
and
like
just-
he said his own mom?
no, I
say
think it
your
was
mom?
Oh,
probably
your mom.
probably mine.
It was probably
it's
yeah.
not
Damn,
very
bro.
nice,
Stephanie
so-
doesn't deserve that.
No, she doesn't, and she listens to the show. So
She's
Mac,
an
you
angel.
should feel awful about yourself, just in general. But yeah, so you can follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes on Instagram, TikTok, at Those Fantasy Dudes, X Fantasy Dudes Pod, Reddit, Those Fantasy Dudes, and you can always send us a message, and we'll play it on the show. And that's going to be through the link in our Instagram bio. You can also give us money
Can
there.
we give him your phone number?
If they donate to the show,
If you give me money,
That's
Yeah,
true. We
sure,
did
I'll
make
give
an
you-
agreement. $50.
you can harass John.
$50. You Venmo me $50. I'll give you John's real home phone number.
yeah, my hardline phone number, my
That's true.
landline.
It's
You
a
can have
rotary.
that. You can have it's a rotary phone. Exactly.
Is it like
that
one of
would be
those
fun to
Felix the
have.
Cat phones, like on the wall? Like
Why
the
would a
eyes?
rotary? Do you know how long it takes to dial a rotary phone, brother?
Not a while.
Yes.
How long would it take for you to dial 911 with a rotary phone? You think it would take too much time?
About 3 seconds.
Bro, what's
One
the
for each
time?
Well, that's
Schneider?
if you know how to use a rotary phone. You're assuming I know
That's
how to use
true.
a rotary
They're
phone.
dude, kids nowadays they go like this when they're pretending to have a phone. They go like that.
Right.
They don't go like that.
They go like that instead of this.
Wait,
Yeah,
they do what? How
They
do
don't
they
do the
it?
banana. They hold it like a brick. Like pretend you're holding a
Oh,
brick.
like that.
That's how they pretend. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And also,
horrible. I
picture
hate
is no
that.
longer like with the you click on the top.
like
It's now
this?
like a selfie. Like they fake a selfie.
That's depressing.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, that's not the demographic we're appealing to today, so we're not offending anybody.
Yeah, kids are stupid.
Kids are dumb. They don't know how to gamble like we
They don't
do,
even know anything
effectively.
about fantasy football.
No, they don't. Nope, it's not part of the generation. They don't have the
Nope.
attention span to watch an entire football game, let alone more than like a 30-second TikTok. So
I kind of feel like I don't either sometimes. Depends
you
on
gotta
the game.
force yourself
I
to do it,
literally
Tyler,
have
Social
to-
media
if
has ruined me, bro. I'm just
If I'm
like,
not hanging out with friends, I have to be
on TikTok. Yeah.
not on TikTok. I have to be playing a game or something.
Oh yeah, I can't just sit there without something happening. Like I will literally like have a panic attack if I'm not listening to a YouTube video at any given time.
I'm the
And I
iPad
live
kid
alone,
when I
so
eat too, man.
it's shocked that I'm
Oh,
even
I'm
alive.
such an iPad kid.
Such an iPad kid when I eat, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
find the perfect video for my food.
YouTube
Yeah.
and sad dinner, and that's me every night.
Sad dinner, John.
Sad
Sad
dinner,
dinner.
John. It's great. Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
had a dry empanada out of a bag, and
I had 2 bites, and I'm like, this is horrible. Why did I spend money on this? But I'll probably like Uber eat some Chinese.
it's
food
amazing
and
that
just
you live
cry.
There you go.
like you live in Southern Florida and you can't find a good empanada.
Well, I went to a racetrack. I knew it was going to be garbage. It's probably been sitting in there since like 8 a.m.
You got gas station dinner, brother.
We have to do the podcast. Here we are. I didn't have any
Had to be
time.
something
That's
better you can
dedication,
get.
bro.
Yeah,
Had
I
to
mean,
be something better you can get.
I might go out after, depending on how long it takes us to get through the intro of the show.
Okay.
But if you would like to, you can follow us on all the various podcast platforms. My voice is messed up, so I'm going to try my best. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Castbox, Reason, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Bullhorn, Castro, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, Podbean, Podcast Guru, Podcast Republic, Podverse, and Spotify for podcasters as our host platform.
Well done. Well done.
Hey,
Jake
you're
wasn't
back,
impressed,
dude.
though.
You're back on the horse. That's great to
Apparently
see.
so. It's a weekly show. We got to be on our game. We got to be on the ball.
You fucked it
so.
up last week, didn't you?
No, I think it was like one of the best I'd ever done from my recollection.
I thought you, I don't know if I'm being gaslit. I feel like you messed it up too.
I honestly
some
think it
rust
was the
off?
complete
I don't
opposite.
remember.
I think it was really good. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Tough saying.
Play it back.
It's
But
also
You have
changed
no
a lot,
idea
which is
checking
impressive.
it out.
it's
not the
it's changed a
same.
little bit. It's it's something we could probably get rid of, but it's kind of just an old standby of the show. I gotta keep
Oh
it
no, I
around,
mean
you
like
know?
the platforms themselves have changed.
They have.
and added, and oh yeah, it's never the same.
Well, why don't we get into the arguably the best segment of the show, the one that I look forward to the most, the one that you guys have all been waiting for. I was telling you guys about it today that I worked really hard on this on the clock, and once I started going down the rabbit hole, I could not stop. So let's get into the Brittany Mahomes update.
Brittany Mahomes update. Brittany Mahomes update.
Can we change the intro of that to "Hurt" by Johnny Cash?
That's just Jake's feeling. That's Jake's like swan song throughout the entire podcast.
The intro, it's so good. It's
Yeah,
the best
I
part of
gotta
the
give
whole
credit where
thing.
credit's due. It is.
It's the best part of the whole
entire
thing.
production.
It's all
really-
downhill from here.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Why don't we get into it? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Brittany's. Actually, no, we don't really need her Instagram today because I'm taking this to a whole new level. Here we go.
It's gonna be a home video of John in Brittany's house.
It's just me breaking in, just stealing her stuff and like sniffing her clothes.
Ooh,
What?
boy.
We can cut that out, right? No, we
Boy.
can't.
That's incriminating, dude.
That's pretty
yeah.
This is
horrible.
really gonna do it.
Talk about
Yeah.
incriminating is what we're about to talk about. Here we go. Another unpredictable week of NFL football is behind us, but we can't forget to talk about our favorite mother of two, Brittany Mahomes. Patrick had a tough game against Detroit on Thursday, but he can always consider himself lucky going home with such a supportive partner. I would even go out on a limb to say that Patrick wouldn't be the player he is without Brittany. They've been together since high school, and we really don't know what kind of player Patrick would be without such a powerhouse of a woman by his side.
Go on.
Oh, we got a lot more. Tyler, you're going to love this. She was, in fact, a professional soccer player for most of her life before submitting to the sacred duty of womanhood. The endless
don't
selfies.
like that.
What? The,
Don't like
the
that.
endless selfies with Brittany and the kiddos could be the key to Patrick's dominance in the NFL. You truly don't see any other successful QBs with a marriage quite like Patrick and Brittany's. This got me thinking. Maybe success in the NFL is determined by the amount of followers a QB's wife has on Instagram.
What the fuck?
I wouldn't just make things up, though. Remember, we are investigative reporters here on Those Fantasy Dudes podcast.
No. You do this all the time. Don't lump us into this.
Hear him out, Jake. There might be facts involved in this.
There's a
It's
lot.
fine.
Jake,
I'm
you
along for the ride
will
'cause I
have your
have to be.
eyes blown out of your skull tonight. To prove my point, I researched the powerhouse QBs in the NFL. In fact, all 32 starters to compare the amount of followers their significant other has on Instagram. Let's not forget that Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls backed by his supermodel wife, Gisele Bündchen, who currently has 21.9 million followers on Instagram. My goal with this list is to determine who has the best chance at Super Bowl victory this season. Let's look at what we discovered. Okay, so there's a lot to break down here.
Oh my God.
A lot to break down. And
Yeah,
what I
there's
want
a lot
you guys
there's a lot to
see-
break down here, but not in the way that you mean it.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that, Jake.
Whew.
Here we go. So basically, what I wanted to do is I had to sneakily Google who all the significant others were for all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL tonight, find their Instagrams if they had one, see how many followers they had, and then rank them based on that. And what I discovered is that a shocking amount of the successful quarterbacks in the NFL in terms of winning Super Bowls or making championships are in the top 10 of this list. Russell Wilson being at the top because he's married to Ciara, the singer, with 35 million
Isn't it-
followers.
That's
And
his
it's-
second
Isn't it
wife.
Ciara? Isn't it Ciara? I'm sorry,
Ciara. Sorry.
but it's I think. I'm not going to pretend to be a huge fan, but I think it's Ciara.
What's
Doesn't change the fact that this is insane.
What's crazy about this, of the 32 starting quarterbacks, in the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the top 10 starting quarterbacks have either made a Super Bowl or won one. And they all have significant others that have over 155,000 followers on Instagram. Okay.
That's insane.
That's crazy. And there, in terms of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, there's only 4 that are currently playing. 3 of those are in the top 6 in terms of their significant others' Instagram followers.
So where's the like I think that maybe it's related to how well they perform
On the
Yeah,
field,
is why their significant other has the followers. The only exception, I think, being Ciara, because she has way more followers than even Russ.
she's above and beyond. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think I don't know the reasoning behind it. I don't know how it influences them, but it seems to play a significant factor in the success of these NFL quarterbacks. And I'm wondering if you guys can make any cause and effect here of how this could be possible. You know,
Baker Mayfield kind of sucks ass, and he's in top 10.
He's better than Joe Burrow by the looks of this list, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're telling me Baker Mayfield.
Actually, hear me out. Hear me out. Mac Jones is number 11. I think there's something to this.
he's he was the QB2 on the week. What does that tell you? 30th ranked on Sleeper, number 11 in terms of Instagram followers.
Yeah, what the people are not seeing
Zach
is
Wilson
the
is
sleeper
15.
rank.
Zach Wilson's higher than Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson,
Yes.
and Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott. Oh my God!
Look where
Oh
Jalen
my
Hurts is.
God!
Oh my God, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Super
okay,
Bowl winning quarterback.
Okay. Single or rumor dating. Okay, fair enough. We
So,
don't have any
there's-
data there.
the 2 rookies, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, are both single, according to my Google searches. I couldn't find anything on them. And then Jimmy G, singular,
Man,
rumor dating. Geno Smith,
oh,
Jalen
man.
Hurts. It's really hard to find anything on there. Their significant others either have their dating profiles very much hidden, or they just don't exist at all.
You're
my
fucking
findings.
crazy, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm
Anthony
very-
Richardson's partner has like not that many more followers than me. That's a normal person.
That is just
Yeah,
a
As
person.
a fucking
Yeah.
normal girl. That's insane. This is wild.
So
Holy
basically,
shit.
with all that
Scroll
being
up
said,
more. This is
I-
crazy.
yeah, no, we can definitely go through it. Why don't we just list off the top 10? Or we'll
Okay,
start it.
do it.
Or
Yeah.
we'll start at number 15.
Who
Zach
is Haley
Wilson.
Steinfeld?
That's what I'm
Who's Haley
looking her up right
Steinfeld?
now. She's in
She's
movies.
Pitch Perfect. She's a famous singer.
Oh, wait, she's in Pitch Perfect?
She was in
She doesn't look
17,
familiar
Edge
though.
of
She doesn't look familiar at
17.
all.
She's in Bumblebee.
She's in True Grit.
She's
She
an
just doesn't-
Oscar-nominated actress. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is she Gwen?
Yeah,
From
she's
what
the
the-
voice of Gwen in Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
What is she
Fair
in Pitch
play.
Per-
I
oh, she's
seriously
in-
don't know who this is.
She's in Pitch Perfect 2.
Yep. She sings "When Tomorrow Comes, I'll Be on
That's
my
why I
own
don't
with
know
a
her.
flashlight."
I don't think
and
we've said it either, but Josh Allen. That's number 2.
Yeah.
So what does that tell
Yeah.
you? And they just started dating in the
These
summertime. So
don't look like good movies.
um,
Except Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is probably the best. Well, True Grit.
but what do you
She's
make
kind of like
of
the Josh Allen of
1,
acting.
2, 3,
Is
4,
that what you're saying?
five of these players
I don't think
in the
she's
top
thrown
10?
3 picks in a game, but yeah.
I mean, Pitch Perfect 2 is kind of like throwing 3 picks.
I think Pitch Perfect 3 is almost like throwing 6 interceptions. That one's way worse.
Yeah.
Now Christian Harper, she's a model, isn't she?
A lot of these are models.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
shit.
Jared
Like-
Goff, because of that video of her like on the beach when he's literally in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, almost. I mean, a
Mm.
vast majority of these women are like supermodels or like Instagram influencers. Was it the one? There was one that Jimmy G was dating that was apparently like a porn star. I'm like, I don't think that's real. I don't think that's legit.
But you had to do more research to confirm, right?
Yeah. So let's go through the top 10 here, or the top 15. Number 15, Zach Wilson. He's the 49th ranked QB in the NFL, but he's number 15 on this list because his girlfriend has 43.6 thousand followers on Instagram. So we'll see what that translates to.
I
Maybe a
fucking
playoff
hate
appearance.
this, man. I hate this.
I spent
This is
about 3
crazy.
hours on this today, Jake. I want you to know that.
I know. Can we
If you are interested in seeing this
I'm-
list, I will
I'm
be posting the link
uncomfortable.
on Instagram. So
Please
you can
don't.
go ahead and find it.
come on? I want to talk
Um,
about fantasy football.
Yeah, we'll get there. So in number 14, Kenny Pickett. Number 13, Ryan Tannehill. 12, Derek Carr. 11, Mac Jones, almost breaking the top 10.
Lock it down.
Yep. Number 10, Justin Herbert. Number 9, Joe
Don't be on
Burrow.
his side, Tyler.
155,000
kinda
followers
interesting.
for his significant other. Okay.
It's not because Russell Wilson has sucked ass and he's number 1. Deshaun Watson, rapist, number 3.
That's the scariest
I
part.
think that's why people are curious.
Yeah.
They're like, who's this guy with?
Right.
Who would
I
be
was
with
shocked to
this
find
guy?
that he was like dating somebody, especially someone as famous as whoever this girl is with 2.5 million followers.
What
So,
are the blue ones highlighted? Because you get some gold and some blue
so
highlighted.
gold is Super Bowl winning QBs. They won a championship, and blue is Super Bowl appearance. Okay, so they went to a Super Bowl.
So scroll down.
Yep.
Nothing than Jimmy G at the bottom. Oh, and
And
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
Well,
Um,
it's tough to count Jimmy G as a Super Bowl.
also
winning
Joshua
quarterback.
Dubes is on here because
Jimmy G was a Super Bowl winning backup.
Right, but he won a Super Bowl. Hmm.
More than
Definitely.
me, sure, but I don't know if I'd count. Yeah, whatever.
Just because there's such a limited amount of QBs in the NFL that actually
That
have
counts,
a Super Bowl
man.
ring, like he is technically a starter. So
Yeah, this is a stark list here.
This
Yeah.
is a startling list, is what it is.
but it does say a lot about why Brittany Mahomes.
It says a lot about
is-
you as a person.
Yeah, I mean that's a significant part of it. I'm not going to deny that. But what does this really show us? What have we learned from this research? I'm going to go ahead and remove that so I can just go ahead and finish this off for you guys.
It's not scripted. It's not scripted.
It's not scripted. No, absolutely not. But ultimately, it does pay off.
The top of his head.
Ultimately, it does pay off to have a significant other with a strong following on social media. Only 7 current starting QBs have either played in or won a Super Bowl. 3 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks reside in the top 10 with significant others that have a minimum of 400,000 followers. It would seem that having a spouse with a strong social media presence makes a difference for the success of an NFL quarterback. Another significant factor seems to be when players actually tie the knot. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Jared Goff are all Super Bowl losers, and none of them actually pulled the trigger to lock down their woman.
Dang.
If Jared
Don't say it like
Goff
that.
pops the question to his longtime girlfriend of almost 500,000 followers, the Lions have a huge bump in Super Bowl contention. The same
What?
can be said for Deshaun Watson. His girlfriend of 2.5 million followers could propel the Browns to superstardom if he could just put a ring on it.
That dude's never getting married. I'm
We'll
not
see.
gonna lie to you.
I don't know. I'm just
I
these are the
don't like
facts. This is
this.
the data. This is what the data shows. Okay. Josh Allen only began dating Haley Steinfeld after being seen kissing in Mexico during the offseason. She
What?
currently sits at number 2 on the list with over 21 million followers. This would all but guarantee that the Bills have at least a fighting chance at playing in the Super Bowl this season. Trevor Lawrence also has a strong chance of playoff success. However, it does come down to whether his wife, Marissa, is able to pull in the necessary 75,000 minimum increase in Instagram followers.
Well, no, I think if he wins the Super Bowl, she probably will.
Yeah, that would be a significant portion. Brittany Mahomes' follower count continues to rise slowly but surely. 1.4 million is a strong showing and should give the Chiefs a strong chance at another Lombardi. Follow along with Brittany at Brittany Lynn on Instagram, BRITTANYLYNNE. Be one of the 1.4 million.
If you had told me several years ago when we started this podcast, that we'd be 21 minutes into this, and we would have talked about fantasy football exactly 0 times, but would have dedicated roughly 10 minutes to the follower count of quarterbacks partners,
I would believe you.
Have
Tyler would
pulled the plug on this podcast.
That sounds like the perfect podcast.
Would
What's
we
not to like?
still like? Do you still see us as friends though? If you had known, like, would we still speak to each other on a daily basis, just about our day-to-day lives, or
I'd
would
be
you
careful
consider...
what topics I talk about with you?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
Specifically about your significant other.
No, not
How many
mine.
followers does your significant other?
I would probably not talk about anything like
personal.
No, football players' wives mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you learned something tonight?
I feel very
not what I
now.
think you're hinting at, though. I learned something.
I feel vindicated. I think it's time, and I don't even know what that word means, but Tyler, I think it's time to talk about some actual NFL news and injury updates.
Why did you spend this time on
injury updates?
Spend that time on grammar. Stop making horrifying serial killer stuff about Brittany Mahomes and learn.
We have spell check, Jake. I don't need to work on my grammar. Okay, I'm a reporter.
That's not what I meant. Oh my
God. So fellas, absolutely no news from week 1. Slow week.
Nothing happened.
Really just run of the mill. No. Oh my God. This is maybe the craziest week 1 we've had ever. How up there would you guys say that is?
I mean,
as far as storylines go,
Aaron Rodgers is pretty brutal.
In terms of the anticipation for this season and what ultimately came of it already is crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
I just love that it bookends with Jared Goff beating the Kansas City Chiefs and Aaron Rodgers straight up out for the season.
Like that's the weekend in a nutshell.
Crazy.
Absolutely insane. So unless you've been living under a rock, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on Monday Night Football, literally on the 4th play of his Jets career. He didn't complete a pass as a Jet. I cannot overstate that. It's just the craziest thing.
No,
you can also see his Achilles pop in real time. It's horrific.
This video. If you guys are on the video, go ahead and watch it.
There have been calls to just completely get rid of turf fields now. I mean, that's been coming for a while from NFL players, but it's just bad. It's just really bad.
See it pop!
My God,
it's horrifying.
Absolutely horrible. He went down after he got sacked, went to get up, and just sat right back down. And that was like Robert Saleh's face was just every Jets fan.
Bro,
in the entire stadium.
The
air just evaporated. It just got sucked right out. Just dead silent.
It was brutal.
Of me, I was on an airplane watching this, and the guy next to me, like the first play, he's like a Jets fan, because I think like the first play, like Breece Hall just like gunned it up the middle for like 27 yards, right? And he's like, "Let's go, let's fucking go!" Yeah. And of course he's wearing a mask.
That sounds obnoxious.
He didn't say it. He was like, "Ah." But yeah, even as a Patriots fan watching this, like the anticipation, like watching Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers, I'm excited for this. And then
I like talking shit about it, right? And it was kind of fun to be like, "Oh, old man Rodgers, yeah, he's going to get killed on the field." I think I said that a few times. I wanted to see him play, though.
Can we stop running this tape?
Yeah, this is brutal tape. I can't talk while this is rolling.
Yeah, sorry.
It's horrible for everybody involved. And the thing that's also extremely interesting about this is because he didn't hit his playing time quota. The Jets now owe the Packers a 2nd-round pick next year in the draft.
As if it can't get worse. Yeah.
As if it can't get worse. They already sold out.
Wait,
They're
so he
giving
had
back picks because he had to hit us. I think it was like a 70% play time. It was a 65% play time this year in order to qualify for that. He played 4 plays.
What
That's because
Packers
they
just think like he's not going to play.
The Packers were like just worried, or well, what side is it on, right? Because the Jets were banking on the fact that he would play, and the Packers are like, well, then give us more. That's why negotiations took forever. It was honestly part of this deal was this pick here. So it's
almost like betting on injury. It's such a strange part of that deal. It's hard for me to really comprehend. But
I mean, it literally feels like betting on injury. You're like, yeah, this guy's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Or he's just gonna end up being old and bad, and Zach Wilson ends up playing, 40% of the snaps by the end.
Right. I think that was maybe more where it was coming from. Was like, hey, you can't be mad if he just like ends up not playing because he just runs on painkillers. Because that's.
Didn't we talk about last year? He's just on PEDs all year long anyway. Like,
well, not PEDs, but
PEDs.
that man was on oxys like every game.
Get him on some testosterone.
They probably should.
Dude,
I've been seeing some real good Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers memes about how they're going to fix his leg.
I would love to see Aaron Rodgers come back all roided out.
They're almost better cutting off his leg and giving him a robotic leg instead. Just
he'd probably come back faster.
He could be back next
honestly.
week.
Leave him in the pocket. Give him a wheel. Like a little one wheel.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be that mobile. He just needs to gun it to Garrett Wilson every play.
Peg leg.
It's horrible.
First peg leg quarterback.
Speaking of Achilles, your favorite running back, J.K. Dobbins, had an MRI today that confirmed that he also tore his Achilles, just as the team believed he did. That's via Adam Schefter. That's horrible. Another huge loss, not only for that team, but for fantasy as well. This was supposed to be J.K. Dobbins' year, back injury free, on a really good offense, improved offense. That's devastating. That's a really tough one. Injuries continue for running backs. Aaron Jones with a hamstring. The Packers are still evaluating him, but quote, the encouraging thing is he was able to jog off the field. So this is probably something to monitor. Obviously not as serious.
RB2 on the week, I think, at the end of the day.
Great performance. We'll talk about that soon too. Yeah. That's one of my guys.
Maybe. Not right now.
The second, but I also have AJ Dillon, and so it's fine.
Shit, why did I give him to you? Damn
it. Kenneth Gainwell exited with a rib injury. So according to their practice report, Kenny did not practice Monday with the Eagles ahead of their Thursday night football matchup this week. So that is something to monitor. He may not play. Although, I mean, we were there to see it in person. He was playing really well, but the Eagles have taken a very round robin-ish approach to their running back rooms. So, I mean, we didn't see much of Swift at all. It's just going to be a weird season for that.
I feel like there's going to be games where it's like, okay, it's the Boston Scott show this week, and you're like, what the fuck? Okay, like it just
you just don't know what you're going to get, and maybe that's what they want.
Running backs, dude. That's modern running backs. They want you to not be prepared. Like, they don't want you to be able to go out there and be like, oh, this is their passing down back. This is their third down back. This is what they're going to do with this guy. Like,
unless you're the Bengals, that's what they do. They're like, Joe Mixon, first and second down.
Just Joe Mixon. And then you get slapped by the Browns. That's what happens.
They got cleaned.
Probably why.
Just gross.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, knee injury. He bruised his left knee, but said he, quote, will be fine. So that's just
Dr. Anthony.
Dog.
Really quick. Austin Eckler, ankle injury, status for practice this week is uncertain. That's another one to monitor, especially because Joshua Kelly had a pretty nice week one.
Did he know?
Yeah, he was looking pretty good. He had a touchdown.
That's why he was trending. God, I was like, why?
Yeah, no, he was looking pretty good. So maybe a waiver wire ad. I think it's a little early for that though. If you have Austin Eckler, though, he's probably the best player on your team in redraft.
Very likely, yes.
Deontay Johnson with a hamstring. He is expected to be sidelined for a few weeks. So there's a water bet sprinkled in there somewhere, isn't there?
I'll raise my hand for that one.
Yeah, it was Pickens. Pickens versus Johnson.
Message from Logan today. He was like, "Hey, you might have this one in the bag." I'm like, "Probably, dude." Pickens with no Deontay Johnson on the field. I mean, I don't know what
That's
the matchups
true. Usually, when they
like,
lose a good wide receiver, it gets really better for the offense.
And also, when they don't have an
Someone's gotta
offensive
get the ball.
line, it's also really good for wide receivers. That's what I find.
Also,
Najee
real
Harris also had a
MVP
great
quarterback
week.
under center, Kenny Pickett. So
Well,
guy that can really capitalize.
he's like 15th on the list of Instagram followers for his significant other. So, and they got married, so that's a bump as well.
There you go. So George Pickens, wide receiver 1, season incoming.
I'm gonna factor that into every argument I make this season. Hey, Jake, did you know that Baker Mayfield, number 9?
You're a nightmare.
Just to piss you off.
You're an absolute nightmare.
Yep.
Jacoby Myers with a really, really bad hit against the Broncos, suffered a concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. We don't know if he's going to play this week coming up, but he had a really nice week 1. Him and Jimmy G were clicking. Unsurprisingly, 2 former Patriots. Obviously, with Josh McDaniels kind of getting that rolling. But man, that was a bad hit. I don't know who hit him from the Broncos, but Jimmy G, in all fairness, kind of threw him a hospital ball. He was like breaking across the middle of the field, and there was just a Broncos defender coming right at him, full speed. Led with his helmet right into Jacoby Myers' face mask, and it was bad.
Was it a blindside, or was there any penalty? Because I didn't see it.
Kind of a blindside, kind of not. It's really tough. It wasn't a legal hit, but the direction that he was coming from, it looked like he was going to wrap him up, and then he just led with his head and just absolutely smoked him. Would have been a big hit otherwise, but speaking of concussions, Tyler Lockett had to be removed from the week 1 game against the Rams after a really hard hit in the third quarter. He was examined for a concussion and eventually cleared, but was not involved in any plays thereafter. So he had a pretty slow week too. I think he only had a couple catches. Really, the Seahawks had a slow week. So hopefully he's okay, but it sounds like he's cleared for now.
Pissed at whatever that
there's some Rams player, and he's involved in the play whatsoever. He walked up and just shoved the guy.
That's just hot-headed. I don't know, I kind of like it though. I like that.
I like the energy, but don't cost your team stuff if you're gonna do that.
There was like 4 minutes left and they're down by like 20. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Greg Dulcich with a hamstring. He is expected to be sidelined for multiple weeks after injuring the same hamstring that caused him to miss Denver's first 5 games last season, and then the last 2 games at the end as well. Broncos will definitely take it slow with him. Who was second in line there? I just saw Adam Troutman, I think.
Really?
I think he was fairly serviceable with the Saints. I mean, they moved on from him, so he can't be fantastic, but there's been a lot of speculation about the tight end position on Sean Payton's offense. So that may be something to look at as well.
I'm thinking back. Jimmy Graham, when he was Jimmy Graham, was Sean Payton the coach back in like 2009? He was, right?
Sean Payton was the coach forever. I mean, since Drew Brees was there, basically.
Yeah, he's always been the coach.
Jimmy Graham was good. Jared Cook was good. And they even had Ben Watson at one point at his end of his career, and they were all good for the Saints.
They're all fantastic.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could be
and this is really tough, man. I really like Greg Dulcich. I thought he was going to be great in Dynasty. Mac brought him up kind of as a sleeper when the rookie draft first happened. So that's tough to see. But we'll see how it goes.
Weird Al's got it. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Well.
And finally here, Andrew Ogletree, tight end. I got to be completely honest with you. I don't know who he plays for.
I just put this in there to piss you off because he's just like,
what the hell is this?
He tight end sustained a blow to the head during the first half and was placed in the league's concussion protocol after exiting the game.
He's the third string tight end for the Colts.
Goodness gracious.
He got hurt.
What was he doing?
I don't know. I think he was just on the sideline and like someone hit him with a Gatorade bottle or something. I'm not sure what happened.
Had to be like blocking for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably. That's pretty much all the Colts did.
Yeah.
But that is it. I mean, we've had some other big injuries. We talked about them last week, but keep an eye on Cooper Kupp. Keep an eye on Kelsey.
Did they
Andrews.
put Kupp on the IR?
Kupp is officially on the IR as well.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is too.
Puka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'll do it for the injury updates for the week. I think, there's every week there's a lot more. We'll probably have double this next week. We'll see.
Hopefully not, but we probably will.
We'll see. Our fantasy season's gonna be over by then. I don't know, who knows.
Whoa.
Not mine though. But why don't we talk some matchups?
Didn't you lose?
Talking matchups.
You like how I'm playing all the sounds over you?
Yes.
Yes.
You really have started to love and abuse that power.
Take me off the big screen. I don't want to be on the big one anymore.
Oh,
Come
I'm
on, make it just
me.
Tyler. Make it just Tyler.
Just me.
just Tyler. I can do that.
Can you zoom in on his face?
No, but you can if you're listening. Command plus on your computer.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, don't do
You
that.
can kiss him. He can't stop you.
You could do that. I won't stop you.
Okay, Deshaun.
All right, let's talk some matchups, everybody. This is the segment where we're going to go back down our matchups from the previous week and look at the week ahead in Dynasty and our League of Record, which is a keeper league. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with the League of Record this week, where some of us won, one of us lost. Why don't we get started with Jake's matchup against our good pal, Jeff.
Hey, nice job not saying his last name.
I've gotten very used to it. I didn't type his last name on purpose because I would have said it. So
he's just one of those guys. He's a first and laster.
He's a first and last.
He really truly is.
Really is a first and laster. It's tough, but you don't want to dox a guy on your pod.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll pull it up for you in just 1 second here, Drake.
Well, I got it open here, so I'll start talking about it.
Go right ahead.
I mean, the real big winner for me here is Brandon Ayuk. I've been preaching Brandon Ayuk prior to drafts.
A little bit.
These guys want
not to this effect.
Jake,
maybe
I could run it back, and I guarantee you'd be talking shit about Brandon Ayuk because we talked about him a lot in the offseason.
Didn't we have to? The time you're quoting, isn't it when I had to argue against him for our fantasy fights?
I mean, gosh, that was so long ago, dude. That wouldn't have happened this offseason. So I'm not really entirely sure.
Been talking shit about him. I've been talking shit about Debo for a long time because I don't believe in him.
That's also fair.
But I'm pretty pro Brandon Ayuk because he's really good. I think he's in a contract year, so he's got a lot to prove. And in addition to that, he's a really great wide receiver. So he put up, 8 for 8 for 129 and 2. Crazy. Is he the wide receiver 1 on the week?
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
he sure was.
Why does it say number 15 then?
That's last year for some reason. Actually, no, he's the wide receiver 2 on the week behind
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, right, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, which that's a crazy game. I mean, not that I can't see that happening again, but phenomenal. This win was really on the back of him, Jefferson, Eckler, and the Jets defense, which, big win there with the touchdown at the end, which unbelievable. That guy's an undrafted free agent. What was his name?
Oh gosh.
I forget. He's on Hard Knocks.
Yeah. I love to see that for him. I really love to see that for him because it felt like a continuation to his story almost when that happened.
That's
like,
pretty
no
awesome.
way. Like that's fantastic.
Your opponent didn't start a flex.
No, he did start a flex. He just traded him, and John processed the trade.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it would have mattered. I think the points still count. I think I would have to add it up.
I mean, I don't know I can't remember who he traded.
They should still show it there.
Traded away Brees Hall.
Yeah, that's weird.
Who had a pretty good game. Well, no, because he traded him before he played. So no, he did not.
Oh, yeah. So wow, what the fuck?
Jeff's just an idiot.
Right.
I think Jeff knew he was going to lose after Sunday is the problem.
Yeah, just if I could put a call out to you guys in our league, don't do a fucking trade on Sunday. What are you doing? Like that. I was drinking. I processed it. That's your fault. I don't care.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, anyway, Brees Hall would not have scored, over 70 points.
Yeah, 70 points. Yeah. So
I think
not a great week for quarterbacks. I will say Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow combined for like 10 points. Jesus,
if you had told me preseason that week 1, Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson were going to combine for like 10.5 points.
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous.
Oof. Brutal.
Yeah, I'm just taking that one.
Yeah, but crazy that I scored 137 with basically no quarterback.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty good about my bench there. I like Khalil Herbert. He's getting kind of the work I was expecting. Not a great matchup, divisional matchup, and they were kind of getting beat on. So I think he's going to have some really good games. And I mean, I didn't super believe in James Cook, but he fell to me in a couple places, and he's getting the work. So I'm happy with him. And don't love the Christian Kirk situation.
Yeah,
bad game.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, was it though? Because Calvin Ridley had a fucking sweet week.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I think they work him in, but I think they were just super excited about Calvin Ridley. I don't know.
Well, anyway, great win here. Next week I got to play my all-time rival. So I hope I get Eckler back.
Oh, I thought it was your girlfriend there. Oh, baby, yeah, here we go.
It's Dane. It's Beat Dane week.
Yep.
Big Beat Dane week. Very nice.
I love Beat Dane week. One of my favorite
good
weeks.
guy. But when it comes to fantasy football, fucking hate him.
It's projected more than you. What's up with that?
I don't know. Surprising.
It's I'm trying to see why. That's because he has Hawkinson. It's a very small margin. Yeah.
I mean, he's got Hawkinson. He's got the Cowboys defense, which I mean,
got Devontae Adams, man, Tony Pollard, ETN. That's a pretty good team.
The Dallas defense.
It's a great team. It's a great team.
Points on the Jets next week.
Pollard and ETN. I mean, I'm not. This is by no means a lock win. I don't feel like that whatsoever. This is probably one of my tougher matchups this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can start talking about Dynasty because I got some easy breezy couple weeks over there too. But I'll let you guys talk your weeks out.
All right. How generous.
Yeah, very kind of you. I thought you were just gonna completely ignore what we did this week. But let's see, Tyler. Why don't we go through your matchup so we can finish on a positive note?
Thank you so much for that.
Of course,
John.
yeah, I love you.
So not that anybody cares, but I'm in 8 or 9 leagues. Lost all of them. Week 1. That was awesome.
Brutal. You lost every league.
Statistically impossible. That's what they call me. That's how I lost both championships last year by less than a point each.
This is what you paid to win that bet on Amon-Ra.
Honestly, okay by me.
Yeah, I mean, it's one league winning.
Yeah, so 80 points. Yikes. Chandler put up 96, which is very mediocre. So
also bad, yeah. Also very bad.
Pretty sad I wasn't able to win this. Jalen Hurts down week, obviously against a really good Pats defense. The maybe one-ish bright spot, David Montgomery is actually doing some pretty good work on the Lions. He had 21 carries, which is like probably 12 more than I thought he would get. And he got a touchdown. So that's more than fine.
His picture looks like they're like, hey, smile, and he's like, okay. I don't know. That's kind of how I smile, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not great. I started Deion Jackson because my running back room in this league is a dumpster fire because I sold out for AJ Brown. I got rid of Aaron Jones. So Deion Jackson, 13 carries for 14 yards and 2 fumbles lost was immaculate. That was great. The only points he got were because of a couple receptions. So that's nice. AJ Brown, again, decent week. Goose egg Drake London is like, that's like a stake right through my heart, man. I really thought that was going to be a good pick. I almost kept him from last year. Just really bad.
Hey, Tyler, he's the wide receiver 807.
Love to hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be really rough if that continues. I think it might, though. I'm starting to speculate. I think that Falcons are just a run the football team now.
Tyler,
they were last year. Why is that a surprise, though?
I'm just saying, man, you got Desmond Ridder.
They rushed it down everyone's throat.
I think everyone in the world thought Drake London would at least get something. Why do you take a first-round wide receiver if you're never going to use him? Why?
Yeah, I mean,
you have a shitty quarterback who can't.
Tyler,
why do you take Kyle Pitts and Drake London if you're not ever going to throw the ball? Ever.
Man,
I know it's a garbage organization. I'm sorry, but
they had like 16 attempts, Tyler.
One target is the worst part, I think.
Yeah, like half the attempts went to the running backs, and Kyle Pitts was a leading receiver with 2 catches for like 12 yards.
Just shoot me.
How cool would that be? How cool would this team be if they got Caleb Williams?
Oh my god,
that'd be insane. And then they wouldn't throw it. They wouldn't throw it ever. They would still just rush. Caleb Williams.
I think you kind of have
Option.
to hope that they do really bad this season, and then they have to fire their coach and bring in a new scheme.
They're going to have to. I
come
don't see a way
on.
forward for them. I had to bench Mark Andrews, who's out. I put in Gerald Everett, who got me all of 4 points. Whatever. Still more
your
than Isaiah
best
Likely.
tight end spot.
So that's fine by me. And then James Conner, average week. I'll take it. But yeah, now Chandler with Tua alone. I mean, that's pretty much it. That seals the deal.
I mean, you should be able to expect so much more out of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Those are the two that really killed you. That's the backbone of your team, and they got you a total of like what, 27 points.
27 points. I mean, it's if it's not obvious by now, I'm a Patriots fan. The New England defense played really, really good football.
They're real. Christian Gonzalez.
They are real. Christian Gonzalez is him.
Oh my god! You know what they're calling him? Do you know what they're calling him? They're calling
silent
him
assassin. He doesn't talk during games. He's just like a really quiet dude, and just goes there, lights it up. Yeah,
I kind of love that. I was tempted if it was like maybe halfway through the season we went to that game, I would have considered his jersey just because I'm excited. Now that we're doing, dynasty consistently, it's like I just think about the rookies and,
You should have got one. He's going to be around.
I don't know if I saw one, to be honest with you, but
I don't know if I did either. I might have, but anyway, so down a week, but hopefully Mark Andrews is back next week and get this thing figured out here.
You can only hope. You lost to a team that started Jerick McKinnon for 2 points.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not Mark Andrews. What am I talking about? Travis Kelce. I have Travis Kelce on this team, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oops. Yeah. I have both of them everywhere, and they both didn't play this week.
Gotta love that.
So that's good stuff.
We gotta love tight ends in fantasy. And next week, Tyler, you are playing
Pistol Pete championship matchup rematch. I'm gonna fucking ruin Pete, and if I don't, I'm gonna have a really bad time.
Oh, bro, Pete's team. Pete is the unluckiest man in fantasy.
He won last year, so I don't.
He drafted Deshaun Watson, so like,
yeah, he kind of earns it. I mean,
Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor on the same team is tough.
Honestly,
as it is.
Unhinged move to start Van Jefferson and Tutu Atwell.
I hope he keeps it that way. That would
I'm gonna be
awesome.
honest with you guys. I bet he has no idea they're on the same team, even though it says it.
Do you think he picks up Puka Nacua off waivers and starts him too? The trifecta?
Nah, bro, he's gonna have to come through me.
Actually, he doesn't use waivers. He made like 3 roster moves.
That's a really good point. So. He doesn't.
Highly unlikely.
That's why I have Deion Jackson in the first place.
All this man does is draft a crazy team once every 10 years and make our musical drops. That's all he does.
Yet he has the same amount of championships as me, and his is definitely more respectable than mine.
Yeah, didn't you win when it was an 8-man league? And
no, you son of a bitch. It was 10. It was 10. Jesus.
Yeah.
You sick bastard.
Some guy didn't have service championship or something.
That's not true. I don't think that. I don't know where you got that from.
That just seems like how you'd win a championship,
dude. It was just because Kirk Cousins was in the "You Like That" game. You like that? You like that?
You like that?
That's what I can base my championship off of. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know. I think you got this, but then again, I would have said I thought you would have won last week. So,
yep. Well, it's all up from here, boys.
We shall see. But in terms of my matchup in week 1, I beat other Tyler, the guy who took the longest to pay his buy-in. So that feels pretty good.
Oh my God.
Ultimately, though,
Aaron Rodgers too.
I sure did.
Yeah, he was the only
crazy.
Quarterback he had.
I don't have a quarterback right now.
Immediately sent him an offer with Kirk Cousins.
Quarterback.
And Logan sent me before the end of the game.
So
that's insane.
My team as a whole, not the best week. Everybody played like pretty good. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown was probably the best part of my week. Getting 19 points on Thursday, but 14 from Garrett Wilson. I mean, thank God for that touchdown. I mean, that was a miraculous catch from Zach Wilson. I could not believe it.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson literally, like, he might as well have thrown the ball to himself. Literally, Zach Wilson didn't do shit.
Literally tipped it like 3 or 4 times, just like back of his hand. Boop, 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 boop.
That's crazy. That's not even the craziest thing that happened in that game. By not even by a factor of 2 or 3.
Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely unreal. Like that was when you talk about Monday Night Football, that's the kind of game you want, minus the big game. But
great game. Yeah. I mean, you never want to see a guy get injured, but great game.
I mean, Talk about another bad week for quarterbacks, though. I mean, other Tyler had Josh Allen, who threw 3 interceptions to the same man, he literally got his incentives for the year in one game.
I saw that. He got his
wild.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Week 1
done. Bro, if I'm him, I get all 3 of those balls in one case.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that would be insane.
100%.
Yep. And have Josh Allen sign all 3 of them.
You got to get somebody to bring him to training camp next year.
Yeah,
like a disguise.
That'd be crazy. But
get one from Josh Allen, then some from the guys that you were covering.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But I did lose Aaron Rodgers, so 0 for 1, 0 for 1 towards Achilles. So that's unfortunate. Let's see the saving grace of my team. I also think Pat Freiermuth might miss a few weeks. He's got a chest injury, so I'm also going to be looking for a tight end. And everybody on my bench pretty much did super mediocre. I'm kind of happy to see Javonte Williams get at least 13 carries. So they are working him in, giving him work. He got 4 receptions. That's good to see, although it was for 5 yards. So he basically just got demolished behind the line of scrimmage every time.
PPR, man.
But yeah, the work's there. And, this is the team. I'm just not super confident in it. I know there's going to be weeks where all my wide receivers blow up. And then there's going to be weeks like this where they just kind of are I was lucky to play a bad team this week that only put up 71 points. So I'll take the win, but I know I need to make some moves going forward with this matchup or with this roster. But playing Allie next week, playing Jake's fiance here.
That empty QB spot just looming.
It hurts
for video watchers.
Yeah, who you
to look at.
Dude, I told Allie to put in waiver claims for every quarterback.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame anybody for doing that just to screw me over. I fully expect people to steal whoever I want. But also, like, why? You're just gonna waste the roster spot on, like.
I had some in to drop Kirk Cousins for, and I canceled them.
So you're just keeping Kirk Cousins. There'd be no reason for you to get any of the QBs on waivers right now. That'd be dumb for you.
Personally. No, I'm not. I'm not going for the quarterbacks. I'm just going to keep Kirk Cousins so you can't start him.
Okay. I don't really want him. I mean, I think everybody's sending me trades. You and Logan sent me trades. There's plenty of QBs I can stream as long as I can fucking get them off waivers. Like, it would just be dumb for you to waste fab on them at this point. That's all I'm saying. So go ahead and do it, but you're wasting your time. I think if I get a QB going into this week, I think I have a solid chance to beat Allie. We both have insane wide receiver rooms. So it's going to come down to how those guys play. It's going to come down to how Tyreek does against New England. I think that Metcalf and Diggs both have very serviceable matchups. They could both have great games this week. And I need to make sure I get a quarterback and a tight end off waivers to have a chance, basically.
Man, unbiased. Her wide receiver room is so good.
I mean, you don't have to be biased to say that. It's arguably the best.
Unbelievable. DK Metcalf, wide receiver 3. That's
I just have to hope that Pierce and Williams have bad games, which they very well could. So
yeah, that's bonkers, dude.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and move on to the Dynasty League, where I can go ahead and get mine out of the way, and you guys can do yours. But I played. It was Beat Dane week once again in the Dynasty League, and I did exactly that, beating him 90-60. A disgustingly low scoring matchup overall. We both had a pretty gross teams. Our quarterbacks, Hurts and Dak, combining for 18 points. I will say, though, I did win the water bet. So Bijan out there. Bet?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Sure did. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the drop because I think it deserves it.
We didn't make one.
Where the fuck is the water bet drop?
There's a water bet drop.
Dude's water bet.
I feel like you got to get one that's like a splash in somebody's face and then somebody like crying or screaming.
It needs to be a clip of us.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the clip from the water bets and just play it. So we can just play it over again. God. Yeah. Like whenever Jake loses one, we play the clip of him getting water in his face.
I love that.
That's all great. About it. I'll work on that later. I don't know. Just another week of just kind of people underperforming. Mixon underperformed. AJ Brown didn't do great. Debo was not great. Kyle Pitts was 6 points. I mean, that's pretty good for Kyle Pitts, sadly. I mean, it's freaking wild, but it was bad.
That's sad. Can you say what you just said again?
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah, 6 points is pretty good for Kyle Pitts.
Leading receiver. Leading receiver.
That's worse.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
he had more yards than Robinson. So
I'm just dying for John to talk about Najee Harris again, please.
How did Najee Harris do, John?
He played San Francisco. What the fuck do you expect? Like, honestly, he actually had 5 yards per carry. That's pretty good.
6 attempts, John.
6 attempts, brother.
Okay, but Jalen Warren had 3. They were throwing the ball the whole game. What do you want? Like, it was a bad. They were going against.
They have
San Francisco
no
49ers.
offensive line, dude. I know it's the 49ers, but
they improved their offensive line in the offseason, arguably. So
I'm curious to see how that plays out because, oof.
Who are they playing next week? They're playing Cleveland.
So no pass rush, no good front defensive line.
You'll
be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. It could be bad.
Wait, only Cleveland next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cleveland.
Oh, well, they're not division rivals either.
Oh, then Vegas. There's no Max Crosby there. There's no
Yeah, he's got some tough matchups. But then again, you could argue he's my
brother.
RB4.
That is a brutal start to the season.
First 3 weeks, that is tough.
No, I mean, even look at the other ones. Houston just took it to
not Justice Hill
Ravens.
though. Justice Hill had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I mean, he got in the end zone twice, but he didn't actually get that many yards.
Oh, I thought he had quite. Oh, you might be right, actually.
Yeah, his game was based off.
I can tell you, I have him on my dynasty team. He's right here. He had 9 yards.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
The good thing here is, I have Brandon Ayuk, and if I want to start the whole Falcons RB room, I can. So we'll see how that goes.
I hope you do that and then sit like Kyle Pitts for one of your other tight ends.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll go into my next week's matchup right now where I'm actually playing Connor. And I already have my lineup set. Brandon Ayuk's going to be in there. Hayden Hurst is going to be in there. And I might consider benching Najee Harris for George Pickens.
You should unbiasedly probably do that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. Connor had a bad week.
Questionable too. Graham Gano.
I am dropping Graham Gano. Just so
okay.
You know.
Yeah, he's questionable because the rest of the team is going to beat him up. The Cowboys are still outside of his house.
He wasn't questionable.
We're not done with you.
The game was over.
It's
What's up, Graham?
Trayvon Diggs outside his house with a bat, like.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Connor has a bad team for the most part. Like it's okay. I mean, Stevenson, Pollard could both have good games, but Pollard.
You'd be psyched if you had Pollard and Stevenson, bro.
I'm pretty psyched to have Bijan and Mixon. So
I get that. I'm just saying, it's a pretty decent team. He's also got an empty wide receiver spot, so we don't really know what's going to happen there. But Rachaad White is a little questionable too.
Yeah, I don't know who he's going to put in as wide receiver. He's going to need to put maybe Odell, Christian Kirk, Sky Moore, Butte. He's got Addison, maybe, and Zay Flowers.
He's got Zay Flowers. Okay, that's not bad.
I don't know what he's doing. He's got a great bench.
Yeah.
So basically, I think I have a good chance to win this game. I think a matchup with Minnesota for the Eagles will give my Brown and Hurts stack a better chance at pretty much winning me this week. So, yeah, that's me in Dynasty. But you guys played each other. How'd that go for you, Tyler?
Great for one person.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't great for Tyler if Tyler likes seeing his friends win and succeed.
Yeah, which I do on occasion. Not this one.
Yeah, it was really nice. Really happy to see Calvin Ridley show up with 8 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. That was amazing. That makes me so happy. Christian McCaffrey is exactly who we think he is still. And Justin Jefferson's still him. So that was really all I needed. Not remotely worried about my next few weeks, really, because I play Mac, who is actively tanking. I play Troy, who is actively tanking. I play Austin, who
we have a lot of actively tanking teams in our league.
Half the league. I mean, yeah,
Austin team could be tough. It's got the potential to be tough. But I still really bad week for him this week. And then I play Connor, who is without Rachaad White at least that week. I don't know. Doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of tanking teams now that we're in year 3 of our dynasty league. There's half the teams are trying, arguably, and the other half are not. So that makes the matchups that we face against each other all the more important. Like Tyler losing this matchup does definitely suck.
This is a huge matchup for me because now because Tyler and I will match up again.
Yep.
I forgot what week we match up again.
13. Or no, 12 actually, because you won't play yourself. So yeah.
Right. So yeah, week 12 we'll match up again. And now, I've won one of the 2 matchups, which is good. That's a good
yeah. I mean, you'll need it week 12 when Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley are both hurt. So
right. Jonathan Taylor still isn't playing.
Christian McCaffrey's playing Seattle that week, so
you better hope he's playing Seattle because he might be playing Jenga on his couch.
That's fine, brother. I got every other San Francisco back.
Great, yeah, because they're all Christian McCaffrey. That makes a big difference.
No, but they're still good for 18, 19
No,
points.
I like your team a lot, Jake. I think this will be an interesting season.
Brother, I need this championship. I got to be the first dynasty. That's what this is all about.
Fuck that. You don't need anything. You are a dynasty already. Doesn't matter what league it was in. Across the board, you have 3 championships.
I need it. I need it so that John can't talk shit for a long time. Like,
I'm not going to talk shit. I will just be so relieved to have won something, and I will.
That's not true.
I can move on with my life.
John, you're going to be a fucking menace when
I will not. I will not be a menace. I know how much luck goes into it. I should have won last year. Okay.
Well, okay, that's not true at all, John. But
yeah, Tyler should have won last year.
True. Tyler had a fucking shit team. He got lucky.
I got robbed, John. Okay, I'm not rooting for you anymore. You just solidified.
Yeah, why would you say that?
You didn't say you were.
Yes, I just
you
did.
Said I'm rooting
5
for Jake.
seconds ago.
No,
I said I'm
he
rooting
said
for
he was
you.
rooting for you.
Oh, well, your team was okay.
Well, okay. Well, there it goes. See you later.
Oh, no, I really needed you to root for me.
Yeah, so I had Lamar Jackson against Houston, which is a trap always. I should have learned last year, whatever week 16 it was. Knew that was going to happen, but I started him anyway. Josh Jacobs against a good Denver defense didn't put up a lot. Etienne looks fantastic. He's getting passing game work. He's super efficient. Got a touchdown. Happy with that. Mike Evans finished as my wide receiver 1, which I kind of called.
No, wow. Yes, you did.
You did call that.
I was all about it.
Wow,
he was looking really good.
Dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, I benched Pittman.
That's the first time I've seen Pittman
Anthony
score.
Richardson's first debut game. And 23 points from Pittman on my bench kind of stung a little bit. At the end of the day, though, it wouldn't have made a difference, really.
I want to say that was all.
I mean, you're never going to start him over Lamb or.
I'm not going to start him over Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, maybe Mike Evans week to week. We'll see how that develops. Again, I had Mark Andrews out, so I started Gerald Everett again. 4 points. So my guys were there. Aaron Jones was the bright spot, but I got to keep an eye on him now with the injury. AJ Dillon is in the wings, but he's just kind of diet Aaron Jones. I really just want Aaron Jones to be healthy and play well. Jordan Love looks fantastic, like really confident. Their line looks really good.
Yeah.
And he's leaning on Aaron Jones a lot. So hopefully he's okay moving forward. This is just an unlucky week for you, boy. Again, just a lot of underperformances. Jake's team definitely showed up. So,
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And let's see, you playing anybody worth talking about next week? Troy. It's just another throwaway game. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it is. We don't know. We're gonna find out. I gotta say, so while we're on the subject here in Dynasty, big shout out to Sterling this week. This man walked out here week 1, said it fuck you to all the haters, and he put up 172.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
So crazy.
That is so bananas.
Jacoby Myers and Kendrick Bourne and Stephon Diggs. I mean,
and Austin Eckler.
And I mean, he started 2 people that you literally didn't draft and redraft.
Just nasty, dude.
Guys,
like week 1.
Guys, Sterling scored more than twice what Frank scored.
Yeah.
In his matchup.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's wild.
He scored almost 3 times what Dane scored. Dane put up 60 points.
His max possible 195.
Oh.
172 might be
it's
not a league record.
That's a top 5.
Is that a league record?
That's a top 5.
Wow, look at our league logo.
Oh my god.
Gross.
Where's the league history? I'm trying to find
league history.
I don't know how you see it on here.
Let me see.
I think you have
all-time
to see it on
weekly
your
scores. Jake is at the top with 195.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Wow. Sterling didn't make the top 10 because I'm at the 10th spot with 172.38.
Wow.
So by 0.2, that's not a top 10 performance.
Man, my 2021 was so
honorable mention.
crazy. I have 2 top 5 weeks.
Yep. Well, cool. Why don't we talk about real quick, guys? Let's get into our do's and duds of the week.
Dudes and duds of the week.
Yeah, Tyler has the lowest points against by
Of course he does. That's why he is
What? You mean historically?
yes, you have the lowest points.
Because everybody sucks.
You have the easiest strength of schedule for
Brother,
the entire
it's not my fault
league.
that everybody else sucks. I don't know what the
No,
problem
that's
is.
You do
not,
also
that
have
has
a
nothing
pretty
to do
good-
with it. It's the fact that you face
My points
people on
for
a
are
bad
still
week.
really good, Jake. It's
Your
not
points
an
for is
accident.
under mine, and I have 200 and 300 more points scored against me.
Bro, did you see my team the first year we played Dynasty? It was ass.
Why?
I went like 7-9.
What happened?
Well,
I
I think
didn't
you
do
traded
good.
Justin Jefferson.
And then
That
I
might have been part
learned.
of it. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Let's get into our do's and duds of the week. Jake, I think I know who I would have chosen for you, but why don't you give it to us?
It's Brandon Ayuk, baby. Come
Yep.
on. It's Brandon Ayuk. That's all day.
Yep.
That's not even a question. Trying to think my duds because I won the leagues that matter. So it's always hard to pick a dud on those weeks, you know?
I know. It's so hard, Jake, for you, isn't it?
I mean Joe Burrow.
Okay.
There you go.
3 points.
That's a
I
good one.
mean, that's a dud. That feels like a chalk pick but I still won the week, so it's tough. It's tough to be like, oh, fuck this guy. But yeah, 3 points is not gonna cut it. He's gotta step that shit up.
Yeah. I went with my dude of the week. Nobody really blew up for me. Like I was like, whoa, you were definitely the dude. So I just went with Bijan Robinson mainly because he won me the water bet. You guys had him at, I think it was 13. I took 13 as the line or 12.5. And
I think it was 13. Yeah.
13.
It was 13.
He put up 20.2. Ended up being the RB7 on the week on his very first NFL game. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I expect more from him. He actually did worse than Algier, which is just like, I mean, it just shows how much they run the ball in Atlanta. So I think that'll continue to be a thing where like one of them does a little bit better, or maybe one of them gets in the end zone 2 or 3 times and you won't know who it's going to be. So there's that. And my dud of the week, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's not fair.
I'm doing it. I don't care. You hype me up for fucking like 6 months. All you do is get talked about on fucking ESPN and First Take. Fuck you. Like, I feel bad for you, but I mean, dude, come on. Maybe you should have stretched that leg a little bit more before the game started. Is that insensitive? Yes. But you were the 195th ranked quarterback on the week. So I don't know how that makes any sense.
How is that possible?
I don't know, but that's
Did he get negative?
No,
because he started.
You got nothing. Yeah, 0.
Wow.
Yeah. Tyler?
Well, this is a pretty easy one for me. I had all of 2 players across all my leagues score above like 15 points. So it's Aaron Jones. He's looking really good. I'm just praying. I'm praying that he's okay and that he comes back and plays.
I think it'll be fine.
9 carries, 41 yards. He only had 2 receptions, but he had 86 yards, 2 total touchdowns. So it's Aaron Jones, baby, all the way. I think he could finish as top 3, like no problem. Lamar Jackson is my dud because they're playing a pretty miserable Houston team. I'll give him some credit. They have improved their defense in the offseason. I don't think they're just like a walkover matchup anymore. But this guy is one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, elite team, tons of hype. They won the game, but he threw a pick. He lost a fumble. He had 38 rushing yards. That's not impressed. I think he finished with like 6.5 points, something like that. This is a guy you take everywhere in like the 3rd round. So just pretty rough.
He also fumbled twice, but lost one of them. So if you
he fumbled twice and
fumbled twice. I didn't write it here, but yeah, he
had an issue with that last year too, man. I swear he fumbles all the time.
It's because he's like Michael Vick. He holds the ball like on his fingertips. Like, what are you doing, man?
He's like
crazy.
Like, don't stop, please. Just hold it.
Just be careful, for fuck's sake.
I don't like this.
They still won the game, Jake. I think they'll get it together. They're working out the kinks. I mean, they lost J.K. Dobbins again. But yeah, Ravens will probably get like 9 wins and miss the playoffs. So,
yep,
cool.
Tradition.
Let's go ahead and move on to. We have one question from Dr. Logan that he highly requests we talk about on the show. But this is the Fantasy Dudes Mailbox.
Fantasy Dudes Mailbox.
Did we make him call in? We should start making him call in.
He can leave a voice message and we can go and play it on the show. I'll suggest
That's
that
what
he
I'm saying.
does
That's
that.
way more fun.
Logan, do that next time. Leave us a voice message. Hit the click the link in our Instagram bio and leave us a voice message. Thank you very much. Okay. Dr. Logan.
And now, Dr. Logan chimes in.
Dr. Logan asks, Dotson at Denver or Lockett at Detroit? Or would you start both of these guys and bench Garrett Wilson at Dallas?
Ooh, that's tough now that Rodgers is out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of got to lean that way. I know that's a hot take because Garrett Wilson's really, really good at football, but Zach Wilson throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Did we see what the Cowboys did to? I mean, to me, I don't know.
It's like asking who's better, Zach Wilson or Daniel Jones.
I think they're gonna
be good. You would think
definitely better than Zach Wilson. They're gonna run the ball straight up at the Cowboys. That's all they're gonna be able to do.
Yeah,
and I mean, I don't know. Garrett Wilson might get a lucky touchdown, but I think you're gonna see similar work he got this week, and I don't love that. So the safer pick, is definitely Dotson and Lockett.
I would agree with you. I agree with you. I think Dotson has a kind of a tough matchup at Detroit or at Denver rather. I think that both of these guys have the ability to have really, really solid weeks, like maybe have a good floor of like 10 points each, and then it goes up from there. It just, if Garrett Wilson wasn't playing Dallas, if he was playing any other team, I'd be like, okay, but I need to see another week. I need to see a week or two of him with Zach Wilson. And last year he was terrible with Zach Wilson. Like, so was everybody on the team. So it scares me a lot because I have Garrett Wilson in multiple leagues. I just have to see it. So I would take the safer bet and go with Dotson and Lockett. Yeah.
First of all, Dr. Logan, congratulations on pulling maybe the worst wide receiver matchups you possibly could in a single week.
Yeah.
Denver, Dallas, and Detroit. I'm going to put respect on Detroit's name because that secondary is a bunch of dogs. That whole team, that whole
Aiden
defense, is a bunch of dogs.
You got no time to throw that ball.
And here's my thing, man. I think Dotson is involved in the conversation purely because he's not going to get the lockdown coverage that is there in Denver. It's going to be Scary Terry. So I think Dotson, you'll get a little bit of production out of.
He could sneak out a touchdown, maybe.
I have such a hard time believing that Tyler Lockett is going to be meaningfully worse than Garrett Wilson, even against a great defense. I think Garrett Wilson is still an amazing route runner, amazing athlete. I think he's faster than Tyler Lockett. I think he's involved more in the offense than Tyler Lockett. I'm not saying Garrett Wilson's going to have a great week. I'm not saying Zach Wilson's going to get him the ball much because he's probably going to get blown up a lot. But you have no choice. You have to get Garrett Wilson the ball at some point. So I would start Garrett Wilson and Dotson. I think Lockett is an afterthought on Seattle against, arguably the same quality defense, I think, in the Lions, truly, because Dallas is really shaky in their coaching. So Giants are pretty bad. I don't know.
We got to revisit
Garrett
this
Wilson
one next week. I got to know.
I'm really
what
curious now.
That's
a great question.
This is a very tough question. Yeah.
I think this hits all of us. Like, I don't know. Do you guys have any of these guys anywhere? Because I have
Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
I have Garrett Wilson. I don't have Dotson or Lockett in any league. So for me, it's like, I hope that Garrett Wilson, I hope it's like, yeah, you should start Garrett Wilson, but he could get locked down for like 2 catches for like 11 yards next week.
I mean,
like,
Aaron Rodgers is still around. This is a no-brainer, but
yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Giants got blown up.
To me, if Aaron Rodgers is still around, it is absolutely without question Garrett Wilson, Dotson.
Sure.
But
also, I think
given-
Lockett might still have an injury. Didn't we talk about him earlier? Where he's got something.
Yes, that is correct.
Lockett concussion, so he's in concussion protocol as well.
Okay,
So
well,
that
given that, then it's obviously Wilson and Dotson.
Well, he was cleared during the game though.
Oh, well,
from
as long as
concussion
he's playing, then I still okay.
I think he's playing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Eventually cleared, but he wasn't involved after. So yeah, I mean,
but
I don't know.
Give me Dotson, Garrett Wilson.
Yep,
I like that.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to our final segment of the show.
Is this where you pick who's going to lose this week?
It sure is.
Survival football.
Beautiful. I really like that drop. I think it's like
you
very
made
tame.
that, didn't you?
I did not. That was Peter.
Oh,
it's all Peter,
did you
man.
give him creative direction because you're a big Survivor guy?
I think I might. I think I might have. I've been like,
did.
hey, like look up the Survivor song and kind of like use it as inspiration or something.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, 100% you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so last week 1 in the books, we all picked bird teams. Jake with the Eagles, Tyler with the Ravens, and
oh man, how cool would it have been for you guys if they won?
Oh my god, it would have been fucking fantastic.
That would have been
amazing.
The best game I've probably ever seen if the Patriots won.
I've seen a lot of good games, but they all had Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They all had Tom Brady. And this one, if Mac Jones had won that game,
he almost did too.
I stand by Tom Brady closes it out. I stand by that.
Oh, me too. Even now, if he went and suited up in the fourth quarter, I think he closes it out.
No comment. I can't.
Yeah. And I picked the Seahawks, who lost against the Rams quite badly, actually. So once again, I am 0 for 1 and out. If I was doing a survival football league, I'd be out. But since this is a podcast and we do this for fun, I'm still in it, but I have no wins. So once again, the Grim Reaper is me.
That's great. That is
it's wild. I suck. I can't do it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Can't pick games. I don't know what it is. You would think the Rams bad. No Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Stafford is like he didn't play for 90% of last season. The Seahawks they just got JSN. They have solid running backs. Like what the? I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. But yeah, just another reason to call me the Grim Reaper. But let's go into week 2 matchups here. Jake or Tyler, why don't you go ahead and make your pick? Just remember, you can't pick the same.
I got this one. I'm going to take the New York Football Giants.
Wow. After getting blown out 40-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the only week you could take them.
Who are they playing? Oh, the Cardinals. Well, don't be the guy that picks the team who plays the Cardinals every week, please.
I'm not going to be. This is a great. What do you mean? I did not pick a chalk matchup this past week.
I think the Giants might lose
on
that
paper.
game.
I think the Eagles was kind of a chalk pick against the Patriots. That's all I'm saying.
He picked it just because we were going. He just wanted to root against.
He just wanted to make us miserable.
Fine. Oh my god,
he's good at that.
You want me to pick a different fucking team?
No, you can pick the Giants. I'm fine with that.
I'm not going to pick against Arizona every time. I'm just saying the Giants. It feels like a good one.
If you pick against Arizona in the next week or 2, I'm going to call you out on it.
That's fine. I'm not going to.
Okay.
This just felt like a good way to get the Giants out of the way so that I can pick better teams down the stretch.
Fine. Jeez.
Fair enough. Well, Jake's methodology is kind of similar to my own. In the fact that there's not going to be a lot of weeks where I can be more than like medium confident in these guys winning a game. But I really like how the Saints are looking this year. I think Derek Carr is actually playing pretty good. Michael Thomas is actually playing pretty good.
He's going to break his ankle this week.
Give me the Saints
he was
against
good week 1 last year too.
No, give me the Saints Monday Night Football. I love that. I think they're going to win that game. I really do. I like the Saints.
Okay. Tyler going with the Saints. And here we go once again with the Grim Reaper. Get your sights out, everybody, because it's time to pick another team that's most likely.
Get your what out?
Your sights. You know how the Grim Reaper has a...
Oh, scythe. Scythes.
Scythe?
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
It's tough plural. I was like, sights? Get my sights out?
It's
like
a tough word. It's a tough word, especially over a video call.
You are also shit at vocabulary.
No, that's not what I'm getting at.
Wow. Okay. I think I said it correctly. You guys just didn't know what the fuck I said.
You're the only one with the
scythe.
That's all.
You didn't really announce any.
I feel like there could be a t-shirt that says, get your scythes out. and then it's like spelled wrong, and I'm like illiterate. It's just me trying to say it. I don't know. And it's all the games I picked wrong in a row of last season.
Yep.
God, man, I haven't thought about it yet. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It'd be great if the Bills went 0-2. So I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm gonna take the Buffalo Bills this week at home against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Could you imagine getting beaten by Jimmy G at home?
He might not even play. I think he's hurt as well. So if
is he really? Oh my! If it's Aiden O'Connell already,
that would be insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bills with the hope that maybe I can just keep manifesting things. And they go 0-2, and maybe the Patriots find a way to win this week. So
the problem is if it benefits the Patriots, they always end up winning. But I really hope you're wrong. Right.
I don't really know anymore. Right. I don't know anymore. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's episode, everybody. If you made it this far, we really appreciate it. You can follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes on Instagram. Links to everything about our podcast are in the bio. Go to YouTube if you want to watch this in a video format. You can also, if you're on Spotify, you can also watch it on there as well.
Oh, sick. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
What?
You sure can. You can put on car mode, and you can also turn off car mode in the car because that's safe.
Watch us while you're driving. Please don't watch us while you're driving for legal reasons.
We definitely don't condone
John Jackson drives a whole lot.
Yeah, last week I made the Brittany Mahomes update in traffic. But was it worth it? Did you laugh?
That's probably the least criminal.
We need a legal disclaimer at the end of this podcast every time now.
Yeah, it's all a big joke. Nothing we're talking about is real or factual.
Thank you.
So.
Except that John's going to kill Brittany Mahomes.
That's definitely not true. Leave us a review, tell a friend, and that's going to do it, everybody. We'll see you next week, and good luck. Good luck in your week 2 matchups.
Thanks for tuning in to Those Fantasy Dudes podcast. Make sure to tune in next week and follow us at Those Fantasy Dudes on Instagram.
Oh.
Fucking go!